once in a while. We can't help it, it's just our style. Good old boys is all we'll ever be.
Man, I was trying to make it seem professional, and you got to cut to the video early.
It is professional.
Trying to give you a countdown and make it look good, and the music out,
let's
video
do it again.
up.
Let's do it again. And a one, and a two.
There we go.
Hey, live.
Oh,
Welcome to the South Texas TV studios, along with the boss.
Bruce Springsteen's here?
I'm the co-host, Brent Carter. South Texas TV welcoming you into the Roku app and the South Texas TV channel.
TV.
Apple TV.
Check it out.
Facebook.
YouTube.
I went to our website the other day and I got lost. But we're working on it.
We're working on it. We've
Trying
been
to change some things. There's Patricia
work in
Nagel
progress
checking
for a
in.
long time.
Patricia Nagel blessing us with another positive Astros update in a little while.
An interesting show today. Sarah Stogner might call in.
You may recall Sarah Stogner. You should recall Sarah Stogner. Men will. Sarah Stogner is the young lady, LSU.
Ran for
railroad commissioner. Made headlines with her approach towards cleaning up the oil fields of West Texas. Is that your ding-a-ling?
Oh, Lord.
We've been invaded by
Lord.
the great one himself. Give Junior a microphone.
He's got a microphone.
Junior
We
brought
got
us,
ding-a-lings?
Junior brought us a ding-a-ling. Everybody's got a ding-a-ling.
You can play with your own ding-a-ling.
Thank you.
There you go. How are you, my friend?
I'm much better.
Welcome back. You
Much
feel better?
Yes, I feel much
Did
better.
they give you some morphine to tide you
No,
over?
gave me some pills, yeah, and it knocked me out for about 2 days. But
Kidney cop?
oh, let me tell you something, buddy. That ain't no playing game.
So, without, do you want to give him any airtime? I mean, you can,
Well, he's got it.
I just came in to bring you your ding-a-ling.
well, I
so
just
didn't
wanted
wanna
to throw
take up
out
any
there
airtime.
that, so many of our listeners, and I mean this with love, so many of our listeners reached out, asked how you were. Ash and I did our best. We said, look, when they got down to business, when they got down into the region where the stone was, they needed to go through a little area with what ended up being a pediatric-sized catheter.
Absolutely.
And found that area was
Scarred.
too restrictive.
It's
It was
scarred.
too small to allow the
Stone to come out.
stone to come out.
Absolutely.
So Junior is doing all he can do with what he's got.
Actually, what really happened,
Brent can relate.
when they lifted his surgical gown, and by the time the doctor
They went,
stopped
"Oh."
laughing and the tears dried, the anesthetic had worn off, and they couldn't redo it.
Well, he
They
said,
raised his gown and said, "Where's the OB-GYN?"
hey, I thought this was a dude.
Right.
I didn't know he transitioned.
He's so 80s. I thought somebody was going to prep this guy.
I think we shaved him a little too close.
Oh,
Yep, so 2 weeks I got to go repeat.
The doctor says, "I thought that was a razor bump."
You know, if I wasn't such a good sport.
With friends like us.
aren't you glad you walked in here this morning?
Well, I had this planned. Silver bells upon a string, so now you can play with your own ding-a-ling.
It kind of went astray, didn't
I
it?
do mean with sincerity, though. We were praying for you in our group.
Well, I appreciate it.
Everybody here was concerned. And,
Well,
and,
I wouldn't
are
have
you
it
still
any
in
other
pain,
way.
though?
Occasionally.
'Kay.
Occasionally. But I've got actually 2 stones up inside the kidney that they're going to go get too. So it's going to be. I'll be in there for a couple of hours.
Jeez.
I mean, with you being a Navy man, why didn't they just go in the backside?
You know, I asked them that. It's probably closer. I guarantee you the orifice is a whole lot bigger.
Unbelievable. And with that, we conclude the Junior Samples
All right.
Minute.
Well, you guys have a
Jim,
great
thank
morning.
you for the ding-a-ling.
Thanks
Oh,
for the
you're
ding-a-ling.
welcome. Hey, I
Appreciate
appreciate
it.
Hey,
Hey.
I appreciate all the love that you guys
Well,
give
we
me,
love you,
even
brother.
though if it is smack.
There's some tongue-in-cheek.
You guys have a good morning.
Yes, sir. Tongue-in-cheek's more
Junior
than you're going to
Samples
get on the operating
kidney
table.
stone update. Only
See you
on this
later.
show will you get an update about somebody's kidney stone
There you
progress.
go. We're just a small-town radio program. Tune in next week when Miss McGillicuddy talks to us about her biopsy.
And the next week, riveting stuff on toenail fungus.
Right? Oh, yes, vinegar. Is that the answer?
And next hour, the community garage sale.
There you have it.
Marvin Mickens checking in. Jarrett McCurgan, good morning, cuz. Andy
So big
Rockinich.
debate tonight. Big debate tonight.
Stephanie Conti, H.R. Mallory, Jordan Glass, Will Vincent, Tammy Keeling, Ron Koshin.
Tammy
Matt
Keeling's at
Boucher.
home right now. She's got I picture Tammy with a little cup of tea that someone made for her. And she's sitting there
Lee?
going, yes, Mr. Keeling made that for her. And she's sitting there in her robe going, these guys are so vulgar. I'm glad I never missed the program.
What do you think she drinks? Earl Grey or Darjeeling?
Something, I don't know.
Michelle
No.
Wilson Hawkins, Kendra Douglas, Lisa Poole, Greg Garcia, good to see you, sir. Diane Tippett, Bobby Leister checking in on a Caldo Wednesday. Looking
Tammy
forward.
probably drinks like essential water before her 5-mile walk every morning.
Bobcat Watley, good morning. Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the fine folks at AT Deerlam Hay and Feed Store. Jackie Parsons over there texted me last night and
She never liked you.
wanted me to pass along some stuff. Right now at Deerlam Feed, with the stress on the cattle, they've got liquid feed, and they can deliver, and it's a 32% protein with a 3% fat. So call the store; they'll set up delivery. Or
What
if you
about
just want more information, you can stop on by Deerlam, and they'll answer all your questions you may have about a liquid feed
They
program
got any
for your cattle.
liquid feed for the cowboy with all these stressful times.
You can
Brought to
pick
you by Jim Beam.
you can pick that up anywhere.
Wow, 78 degrees in Victoria, heading to a high today of, again, only 96. I got some rain yesterday.
I got a little bit, basically enough to keep the dust from rising.
I would be, I don't know how to do inches. I mean, by guesstimating, I know what I feel. No, but I'm telling you, Moon River.
That's an inch.
Thank you, Doc.
That's 3 inches.
Thank you, Doc. No, but Donnie and I agreed that on 2 separate occasions it rained pretty steady for 15 minutes.
Get yourself a rain gauge, then
That's
you can
a-
take all the guessing out of it.
But that's like, well, but by the time you get out there, it's evaporated.
True
No,
story.
but you know, the 15 minutes is, I mean, that's like running your sprinkler system twice during the day, so that was nice.
Yeah, I think people were saying 4/10 of an inch. There was a little bit overnight, too. I woke up this morning, the sidewalk was wet when I let the dogs out, so
There you
not
go.
enough to puddle up anywhere. That's could have used a good soaker, didn't get it.
Yep.
And then also the folks at
Burn
Deerland
Man's
Feed
still in effect.
wanted to pass along that the Victoria Crossroads Independent Cattlemen's Association chapter is meeting tomorrow at 6 at the 4-H Activity Center out by the airport. James Jackson with Alligator Chemical will be the speaker in the program tomorrow. So if you want to check that out, go ahead.
Here's the extremes of our program. Callie Frommie brings real value. Pretty sure that Deerlam sells rain gauges. I agree, ma'am. Scott Tomko says Twin Liquors has dollar day sales Thursday through Saturday. There's your cowboy liquid feed.
There it is. We got both ends of liquid feed covered.
Made with hay, sorghum, Milo.
Is that my red funnel that Brian Deerland brought
That
for
is
me?
that's
nice.
that is a weight and cart. You can declare that.
Oh, I thought you had one.
I do, but that one's half mine.
Okay, well we'll leave it here.
Make you a deal. Quit calling me Shirley. Unbelievable. Astros update. Astros brought to you by the great folks at First State Bank of Louise. I just feel like jumping right in there. Justin
right ahead.
Verlander. Justin Verlander looked like a 27-year-old kid last night. Got 9 strikeouts. Folks,
Verlander looked like Verlander.
he looked like JV. And
Yeah.
let me tell you something. In the 6th inning, he had runners at first and second, lost a hitter, ends up with the bases loaded. He's clinging to a 1-run lead. It's like 3-2 at that point, I believe, 3-1. He's got the lead.
3-0.
He's in the
They
position.
didn't score till the 9th inning.
You're
I don't
correct.
think.
He's in the position to win the game, but all the runners on base are his. If he gives up a home run, which he's prone to do, and it's 4-3, then his 9 strikeout effort at that point
Goes to
8
waste.
is for naught. Instead, Verlander stays, strikes out that hitter, and as he's walking off the mound, this is a 41-year-old dude. He's just like, yeah, like, dang right, I did my job. Lots of emotion. The Astros then go on to win. What was the
9-3, I think.
Yeah, and
Something
just
like that.
put on a power show. The beautiful thing, and I'll say it as a Brit would say it, you say it as a South Texas redneck would say it. Early in his game, maybe in the 3rd inning, 2nd or 3rd
I think
inning,
it was a second.
there was the
7-3 was the final.
umpire called a timeout and was reviewing a bat that a Boston Red Sox player had brought to the plate. No accusations. The umpire was just checking the bat. During that time, a trainer ran out and gave Verlander, a major league pitcher now has in his hat, it's about the size of a tongue depressor, but a half that long, and you slide it inside your hat, and it allows you to hear what the catcher's telling you to throw. It may be 1 beep for a fastball, 2 beeps for a curveball, whatever. It's how they communicate. Verlander was shaking his at the trainer, like, while the game is stopped, bring me another one of these. So the trainer runs out and gives it to JV. He puts it in his hat.
Well, the first one I don't think worked, right? Because then he had to get another one.
He goes and gets another one. And Dawn just sent me a list to go to Twin Liquors. Cora comes out of the dugout, and he's pointing as he's walking towards the umpire, he's pointing at Verlander. Verlander begins to approach him. Now, remember, these guys are probably, Massimino's roughly the same age. And Verlander goes, I didn't check the bat. I didn't call for the bat to be checked. And Cora's saying something and pointing at him. And you hear Verlander goes, pop off, Alex. But he said
Didn't say pop off.
He didn't say pop. He just said, pop off, Alex. And he went back to the mound. Well, from there on, JV dominated. Yeah. Why do you want to piss off John Wayne when he's on his horse?
And I like what Verlander had to say that about the team. You have to answer the bell and start playing better baseball. We know the talent's here, and it's that time. You've got to go. You can't just wait around after they got swept by Seattle, and that's good.
Then he says, between that last start and this one, I felt like I really found something mechanically that answers a lot of questions for me. I think the results were really good.
Yeah, his fastball tended to be tailing away from the left-handed hitters, which, I mean, when it's 96 and tailing away, that's classic
Because
JV.
he stayed in the 95, 93 range. Yeah. I'll tell you what else he brings to the table. You have to answer the bell and start playing better baseball, Verlander said. We know the talent is here, and it's that time, and you've got to go. You can't just wait around.
Didn't I just read that?
You did, but but it's worth repeating that the veteran leadership that he brings, his chutzpah, you know.
And I'll say this.
He's going to open doors for Yordan Alvarez now.
Yeah, Alex Verdugo gets tossed for arguing or chirping out of the dugout.
The strike zone was a little lenient.
I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest.
Not bad. Not the fourth 6 errors bad.
Fourth inning, he got tossed. And no knock on the kid. He was probably nervous as all get out. They put Abreu into right field, bobbled a ball, airmailed one over the catcher's head that he probably should have thrown to the cutoff man because he had no chance to get Bregman. Lots of errors for Boston. But that's the difference. When somebody has to step in for the Astros,
they're competent. They can play.
They don't make the mistakes. The nerves don't show.
And the mistakes that we had last night were made by our veterans. Jose Altuve dropped a sure ball. I noticed the kid, the Devers kid that plays third for Boston, rather than square up and catch a ball and try to make a throw, he ran and tried to reach across his body as he's running towards first. The ball took a funky bounce and it went awry twice on the guy. And it was just bad fielding mechanics. Yeah. And here's what I'm going to predict for you now. So the Astros play tonight against the Red Sox. Then they hit the road to Detroit. And from Detroit, they go to Boston. And then they come back here to start a series with the Yankees on September 1st. That series in Boston, depending on how tonight goes, if the Astros win again tonight, expect that series in Boston to be chippy. I'm talking about when you get to Fenway.
Wow, you just used a hockey term.
Don't be surprised if the Red Sox try to feed them their lunch. Don't be surprised if a guy gets to first and they try to pull his sweater over his head, you know what I'm saying, and feed him some lunch. I know what you're saying. Give him the business.
Give him the business.
Because
business end of the stick.
It's that time for some high sticking, and I'm not going to be surprised if the Astros still don't ice the Red Sox. Astros update brought to you by the great folks at the
Before we
friendliest
move on,
bank
though, I do want to ask
anywhere.
you a question.
Okay.
Are we buying the Yordan Alvarez slammed his finger into a door at home story, or is this
he
akin
was
to
probably in some topless bar with James Harden?
or is this akin to
Alex
when Alex
Correa?
Correa got Carlos Correa got beat up by his wife, or
No, it was a masseuse.
or Tiger Woods got 9-ironed by his wife at the time? I don't think it's that. I don't think it's to that level.
Jordan's wife is a really attractive Cuban woman. You know she's a. You got some splaining to do, Alex. Jordan and Alex. She probably got on Bregman too. No, I think everybody. Dusty was very dismissive of it yesterday. Yeah, Jordan had a. He said something like a silly accident at home.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I think he
Are
probably.
we buying it?
The big man probably slammed his finger in the refrigerator door.
Could it be a bedroom door?
They said he'd be right back. So he was there
Christina
last
Wise
night.
checking in. Scott Snow, Tom Price, Joel Gomez, Greg Garcia says Kyle Tucker's 2-run homer still hasn't landed yet.
391
Man, that was a
feet into the right field stands, and he just
107 mile an hour.
but just
Exit
continues
velocity.
to deliver. He is.
How about you folks at home? Are any of you buying the Jordan slammed his finger in a door?
Oh, you're such a conspiracy theorist. The truth will come out. I want you to know that Ash is monitoring in live time.
Because Russia tried to send that lunar module to the moon the other day, and
collided with the surface.
It didn't quite work, and now India's got one. Chandrayaan module is landing, and it's supposed to land any minute now. It's riveting
But
stuff.
I'm really
look how
serious.
nervous they are.
Well, yeah, of course.
I'm
they
just
are.
curious, though. So the Indian Space Agency is sending this thing off. When it lands, is somebody going to call the Indian Space Agency and ask them if they want to extend the warranty on their lunar
lander?
module?
Hello, can I speak to? Yeah, no kidding. But here's my question to you. In a time when the world is in turmoil, in a time when wars and rumors of wars abound, in a time when people are starving to death and Maui's on fire and the United States is in trouble and India's still broke, why is India trying to land an unmanned module on the moon? Why is India now, 50 years after the United States did so, wink, wink, why is India trying to put something on the moon? What are they going to
Because
gain?
we're not. Russia tried to get there. Now India's trying to get there. China's probably going to get there.
But to what
we
end?
have? I don't know. Why are we trying to go back to the moon?
Precious
Were we not
metals.
there? Some will say we weren't.
It will get there and find
But
out
were
that
we not
China's
there?
like strip mining cheese on the other side. I don't understand why
That's
we're
why
going.
the price of blue cheese was it blue
Right,
cheese or
'cause it
green
came
cheese? What was
from the
what was the
moon.
moon made of? Blue cheese?
I don't get it. I mean, think about it. India, look, they've got more TVs in there than most of their cities have.
They just repurposed a call center.
Yeah, that's exactly right. As soon as this is over, all the screens go back to like warranty data.
Exactly. These
So
people leave, and the guys that call you come running in.
That's actually a Dell service center right there. Hello, yes, please go to bottom of the screen on left. You see, I'll take over your screen now.
Click Control Alt Delete. Just bring up your bank account information.
Right. Let's try this on your bank account.
I'll take over. I'll take over.
Junior Sample says there'll be a 7-Eleven on the moon. Peter McNally says we play Boston on Thursday.
Buddy Steven. Oh, so we've got a 4-game set with. I didn't realize that. I guess I could have just clicked.
We could have
here and
looked.
realized that. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
One more game against Boston
Today
today
tomorrow.
and tomorrow.
The Yankees have just folded up. They're like 60 and
Yeah, they're playing
65.
terrible right now.
And that just goes to show
We
you,
have Friday off.
you really can't know. We don't have Friday off.
Oh,
Astros
no, we
play
got the
in
Astros.
Detroit.
Yeah, we got Detroit. It's early, 5:40 our time. That's why.
At the end of the day, you've got to have some team chemistry. You've got to have some team leadership. It's a long season. Talent alone will not win.
That's a 110 start. That's
Championship.
why on Thursday, getaway day.
This Thursday at 1:10?
Yep. Joel Gomez says we're going back because Buzz forgot his keys.
Right? If you
Buzz
forget
Aldrin
your
hasn't.
keys,
Buzz Aldrin
call
hasn't been able to get into his house for 50 years.
Allen's Wrecker Service. Reach out to.
Our go-to toe-to.
That's right. Allen's Wrecker Service can help you get into your car, can help you get your car started, can help you get your car from here to there. The VCS companies which power the Wade and Carter program. For all your communication needs, reach out to the VCS companies. I recommend whipping by the only locally owned and authorized AT&T retailer. The new iPhone 15 is coming out soon. You might as well get by today and clear yourself. Get pre-qualified. See how much phone you can buy. Because Apple's making that chingle. They will make some money. Chesnick Furniture for over 100 years at 116 West Swan Lens for 75 of them. Chesnick and Love make your house a home. Just get by there.
You always do better, Chesnick.
Absolutely. Tell Bobby Leon that Wade and Carter said hi. Get that discount. And then Veracruz today, of course, it's
Caldo
Wednesday.
The infamous Caldo Wednesday.
No doubt about it. Now, we promised you, by the way, Veracruz, full menu and Caldo.
And Caldo today.
We promised you an update on Palace Bingo where friends meet friends. I don't know.
We still haven't really talked about
Let
it.
me do this, though, because here's the beautiful thing. You can play bingo at Palace almost any night.
Yeah.
Do you want to shoot for next Wednesday, the 30th?
I thought you had something Wednesday. I thought Wednesday
Next
was
Wednesday?
out. Yeah. I thought we were leaning to Tuesday.
Tuesday the 29th would be great. I'm all good for that.
I think I am too. Let's reconfigure this. Let's confer after, and then we'll do it. That's why. Ryland's actual birthday.
That's just his birthday. We're having a party this weekend.
Have a party. Take him to Palace Bingo.
Right? Scott says you had one homework assignment. That's true, Scott. But if we don't discuss it on the air, then we have dead time.
Yeah. Still hasn't. The lunar land. Look at this. It's getting closer.
It's getting really close. What if it just goes?
Make for good TV.
Does Tuesday sound good for you folks? Tuesday the 29th it is. So,
done.
Palace Bingo. So does written. So shall it be done.
Death toll in the Maui wildfires reaching 115 now.
It's going to go up. It's going to go up.
There's still. How do you have 850 people unaccounted for in this day and age?
I mean, they're not confirmed dead, but they're maybe still missing. You got to wonder, and I'm not being a smart aleck here, you got to wonder how many people opportunistically disappeared. I mean, honestly, if you had a boat,
sure there's
get
a
on your
couple.
boat, drive over to another island. Is that doable? Can you get from Maui to another island on your boat?
Yeah,
Can you see another Hawaiian island from your island?
I'm trying to think. I haven't been to Hawaii in so long. Kauai? I think Kauai. Not the bridge over the river.
No.
But
that would be Kauai. Yeah. Yes, I'm with you.
Yes. But that island, I think, is in relative proximity to Maui. The big island is quite a ways away. You're not getting there. You probably could.
They fly. I know they fly from island to island. I've never been to
puddle
Hawaii.
jumpers. Been to Maui. I loved it. Lahaina was just an awesome little town.
I just put a lei on Dawn and have a luau. You know what I'm saying?
That's all you need.
A Waikiki.
Why go to Hawaii?
Waikiki. Yeah. Why go?
Is Carrie Bump checking in?
Rub her down with pineapple.
Stephanie Connie says, in a fire like that, probably a little harder to account for people, bodies completely. Yeah, I didn't want to go there.
True story.
Yeah, there's that.
Stephanie Conti, resident arson expert and coroner.
Well, and I think, too, because they absolutely and utterly failed the people of Lahaina from an ability to put out the fire and fight it, and from the lack of preparation and telling people to get the hell out.
You have to wonder, though, Ash, like knowing what they know now, there's no doubt they'd be out there checking those water sources, checking those fire hydrants, making sure things worked.
They don't need to now. 80% of the town's gone. What are you going to protect?
Do other municipalities?
Oh, other municipalities.
Do they learn from this?
They should.
Do other groups say, hey, what if that, happened here? Does our water work adequate to put out?
When we have to open up a hydrant, do we get water pressure?
Yeah.
Every city in the country should probably be testing their.
They should be doing missing children.
If nothing else, tabletop drills on how to get people to evacuate.
There you go.
Carrie Bump check. Did I say Carrie Bump? Yeah, Linda Christ.
Carrie Bump to bump, bump, bump. Look, they're all shaking their heads like, no, it's no good.
That can't be.
That's not real footage.
That's got to be.
That's CGI there.
Yeah, that's got to be. Because they don't have a camera on the moon.
No.
They're just trying to get there. That's got to be the real.
That's the
real.
real.
That's as it's getting closer.
Well, let's put it down. Full flaps. I mean, now arriving at gate 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should have a Wade Carter night where everybody gets together and we watch Airplane together. Excuse me, sir.
Wade Carter movie night?
I speak jive. They're all slapping that one girl.
They already did that. It was called Mystery Science Theater 3000 back in the day. That was such a good show. My wife hates it.
What is the one where they play a movie and the two dudes commentate and make comments during the movie?
That's the one, except it's just one dude and his two little... Because he was... The premise is he was sentenced to a life by himself in space watching B movies, right? So then he makes like a couple of robot buddies to watch the movies with.
How about that? Apparently they let 1,000 children out of school that day early. They can't find any of them now. She doesn't know why that's not showing up in the news.
Hasn't been confirmed or verified. I don't know.
I don't know. I do not know that.
Lahaina is only a town of about 12,000 people, too. It's not, I mean, beautiful little city, but it's not massive. But in much of Hawaii, there's one road in and one road out. That's the problem with Hawaii because of all the volcanoes and mountains and jungle. They basically built roads along the coast. There's not much traversing Maui. I think the only real north-south highway that's sort of anywhere inland is from the airport to the different cities.
I'm trying to think of the name of the little town. It's here in Texas. I saw it last week. You said there's only 13,000 people. They have a school district with 1,300 students, and they built a 10,000-seat football stadium. Cost $35 million. They're betting on the come, man. They're betting that area's fixing to boom.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly where it was. Stadium looked amazing. Indoor practice facility, $35 million.
Not sure that's a...
Careful. We want the same thing at UHV. We want a baseball stadium and a curling arena. Tell Reed Kelly.
Yeah, I'm
it's
trying
a true
to
story. Your president, folks, your president can't help. He gets over there, and at some point, it's going to be about corn pop. It's going to be about the smell of some girl's hair. It's always going to be something about Joe. They love each other, Joe. They love each other. That's when I knew gay marriage was okay. When Daddy dropped me off in the Buick when I was a senior in high school. Come on, Joe, don't give us that garbage. But Joe got over there. Ash has a little of it for you. Oh, you got to be on Bluetooth. See what Ash has.
I want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home. Years ago, now 15 years ago, I was in Washington doing Meet the Press. It was a sunny Sunday.
I remember
Lightning struck at home.
He doesn't remember what he had for dinner, but he can remember this stuff.
Big pond.
He's making stuff up.
It hit a wire and came up underneath our home into the heating ducts, the air conditioning duct. Make a long story short,
please.
I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat. But all kidding aside,
folks,
I watched the firefighters, the way they responded.
They had water.
There's an old expression. I grew up right across the street from a fire hall in Claymont, Delaware.
I thought he grew up in Scranton.
That's not an old expression.
Enough of that.
The guy is such a bonehead. Not to make little of this, but I almost lost my wife. Did you? I mean, come on, Joe. And my 67 Corvette. I mean, the guy's a bonehead embarrassment. Crazy.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Yeah, and here's the other one that was terrible too that I was trying to find. Let's see if I got it here somewhere.
Now, that is interesting, Callie Fromme. Well done, Callie Fromme. He said he was in D.C. for Meet the Press, but later in the same clip, he describes actually watching the valiant firefighters. How could he be in D.C. and watch the fire? That is a great point. The guy lies so much.
People don't even
and so
question
fluidly,
it.
You don't even question it.
Yeah,
That
Scott
is what
Tom
he
questioned the
said.
question. Yeah, no, and listen to this one.
He watched the firefighters.
Deadly wildfire, deadliest wildfire in over a century. And Jill and I have what's left, walked Front Street, what's left of it. We've surveyed the damage from the air as well. The devastation is overwhelming. To date,
You can't even not
114
sound like he's reading.
dead, hundreds of people unaccounted for. I remember when I got the call, my first wife and daughter, I was a young senator, and I got a call in Washington. I hadn't been sworn in yet. I wasn't old enough. And I was hiring staff in the Capitol at Teddy Kennedy's office. And I got a phone call saying from my fire department, and a young first responder kind of panicked, you got to come home. There's been a
So if he wasn't old enough to be elected senator, how did he get elected senator? More election rigging by the Dems? Just a thought that I had when I listened to
The
that.
guy,
accident. I said, what happened? He said, your wife, she's dead. Come home. Come home. The tractor trailer had broadsided her and killed her in a car accident along with my little daughter. And I remember all the way down from Washington home wondering what a lot of people here are wondering. What about my two boys? How are they? They were in the car. I never got a read on that. Were they going to be all right? They were badly injured. Were they going to make it? Had they made it? Wasn't until I walked into the emergency room that I saw that they were there. The difference between knowing somebody's gone and worrying whether they're available to come back are two different things.
I can sympathize with that, and Joe has known some tragedy in his day, as we all have.
But here's the thing, and again, is the first responder going to call you and really tell you your wife is dead?
Probably
you need to come home?
Probably
They
not.
don't tell you that over the phone.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It's not the time or place, Joe.
It's not about you, Joe. I do think
But
that's,
it's always about Joe. We know that. The big guy gets 10%.
that is the key point, though, that Callie brought up. He straight up tells you exactly where he was. It was a sunny Sunday. I was at Meet the Press. Later, as I watched the firefighters, blah, blah, blah. That's in another state, Joe. You liar. They're in love, Ash. They're in love.
Well, and let's be honest, small fire, right?
Two
Firefighters probably still aren't there by the time he's even able to get home once he leaves Meet the Press.
Two men just in love, just kissing. It's okay, son. Go say hi to Corn Pop.
Michelle Wilson Hawkins says, you think this is why they don't want to speak much?
I think it is.
this is why it took him 15 days to get there. They had to make sure that he was at least somewhat cognizant.
Although we don't fault him for that. He would have just been in the way. Any leader would have just been in the way.
I don't fault them for waiting, seriously. I don't, because I have a real problem when our leaders get there as soon as they can to get in the way.
Yeah, we have a storm here. It doesn't warm my heart to see Governor Abbott wheeling around downtown. It doesn't. It doesn't do anything for me at all. Send money, send water, send food, send Whataburger, but don't come. We don't need you here.
That thing's still 27 kilometers away from the moon. There's the
That's only 13 and a half miles, Jim.
isro.gov.in if you want to watch this lunar landing on the moon.
isro.gov.in. IN. It's about to land.
It's the Indian Space Research Organization.
And it's in English so that we can read it.
Yeah. They're in the rough braking phase for those that are.
Oh, yeah.
There's the trajectory. It's starting its
Hang on, Barn.
rapid. That was rough braking, but boy, did Fred's heels they never were smoother.
Oh, that's right. With the family down the street.
Kelly Fromme says they said the fire was about a 15-minute event. DC is home about 2 hours from his house. Yeah.
It's no problem. He has a 67 Corvette and a cat.
Yeah. More worried about that than anything else. Like, I just can't do it.
I just can't. I can't give her no more. Chopping block. Is today another meatloaf day?
I don't know what today is. I honestly forgot to check in with them yesterday. But whatever it is, it's going to be good. Last week I had the pork medallions with a pineapple glaze on it, and they didn't just put pork on the plate and dump the glaze on.
It was like
it was cooked on. It was baked on, and it was just the right amount of sweet to go with the pork, because pineapple and pork go really well together.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Puerca. Get by the chopping block today.
They'll
just
have
inside
something
the loop
good.
off Navarro.
And if you don't want what they're making, go inside and buy some meat and go home and cook it yourself.
Yeah.
They've got a great selection of awesome meat.
Fresh made sausages and chorizos and boudin.
You cook the brisket.
Oh, they make a great. They will trim it up and repack a brisket for you. They do a great job. They stuff things with crawfish. So the food's fantastic. Yeah. It's White Trash Services. Get by and let them hook you up. Whether you need a roll-off dumpster, weekly trash service in the 6 contiguous counties in Victoria and Kennedy and Karnes City, reach out to White Trash Services. Let them help you. USA Concrete Coating. Charlie Garcia can put down a tough as nails polyurethane coat that won't crack, stick, peel, or fade. Let Charlie Garcia and USA Concrete Coating clean up your drab slab. And Went Services for all your generator needs. I still recommend
electrical needs.
A whole house turnkey generator. Real numbers. $10,000-$12,000. Peace of mind that's priceless. You get a storm coming in here, power goes off, immediately your generator comes on. Your meats, the things you buy don't thaw. You can actually prep for a storm because you're going to have power. You'll have new friends that you never knew you had on about day 2.
Because you'll have AC and running water, and they won't.
Go. There's Brent Anderson. Good morning, Sheriff Louderback.
Scott Tomko says he would never watch the lunar landing because he'd have to miss this show. We appreciate that, Scott.
Scott, you're a good egg.
I'll keep you posted on the lunar landing.
Do you know that
they're 19 kilometers away from the moon?
I tell you what.
Look at the riveting.
They're all
just glued to that screen.
And they're all like, I hope this is over soon. I've got to get to 7-Eleven. Let me tell you, I can think of no Astros player that is more of a killjoy than Rafael Montero. Don and I
just when we thought he had turned it around and was pitching well.
And Don's just like, Don will talk to the television. Really, Dusty? Really? Do you want to lose this game?
That just tells you she's an old soul.
Isn't the objective to win this game, Dusty? Don't touch me, Brent. Don't touch me.
We all talk to our TVs growing up.
I'm thinking about taking the TV out of our bedroom. She's just like, stop it. Montero's pitching. It's terrible. He got it done last night, but they had to go out and talk to him. They're like, Rafael, we're putting you on a boat if you don't get this guy out. He's got the heat. He throws it in the high 90s.
Yeah.
But
problem is when he doesn't have any movement on it.
They just wait on it.
Yeah, it's too easy to hit. So how about this from the why we probably, I don't want to lump all scientists into this, but this isn't doing well for science, folks. Especially Russian scientists.
This is actually kind of funny. I'm sorry.
And I'm wondering.
All you have to do is read that first paragraph out loud.
All right. According to the New York Post, this is their journalism, folks. A decorated Russian scientist tragically fell nearly 500 feet to his death after a hiking app allegedly led him over the edge of a cliff in Germany.
Can you see him walking? I said to keep going. It says keep going. He thought it was like that Indiana Jones movie where you got the invisible bridge.
Well, or that, or you just go off and you end up in a lake somewhere. Tragedy struck after the alpinist lost his footing on a rocky ledge and fatally plummeted hundreds of feet.
In the Berchtesgadener Alps National Park.
Berchtesgadener.
Say it again for me.
Berchtesgadener.
Hey.
Alps National Park, known for its breathtaking views and peaks, and apparently risky vantage points.
Plummeting. Our investigators assume that the male individual slipped in the rocky area, which features some patches of grass, reported Upper Bavarian police spokesman Maximilian Mayer. He then slid down at least 150 meters.
Oh, God, can you imagine tumbling like that down a side of a mountain? That just would, I mean, you look like a rag doll going down.
Oh, we could talk about my first marriage, but that would be redundant.
Here's the thing, though. This guy's a decorated Russian scientist, obviously no longer living
Period.
in science. Well, yeah, there's that.
He's decorated now by, there's
flowers.
Clearly, that's a pine tree, and that's clearly.
Spruce.
The Sonny Bono School of Self-Decoration.
But I'm wondering if there wasn't some Putin-esque ex-KGB guy that
Chicanery.
threw him off the cliff. Because let's be honest, the Russians are very good
Cleaning up
at
their messes.
with that.
Second only to Hillary Clinton.
And anybody that runs afoul of Vlad Putin, they fall to their death.
I'm not.
Have you noticed that?
Yes.
They all
sure.
jump to a suicidal death.
They all are traumatized by the fact they upset Vlad. Jonathan Williams, you can never, ever sit and visit with Dawn. He says, a one good year got him a big contract. Got to love that 5 ERA. Yeah.
He also says this story sounds like a Warner Brothers cartoon.
Right?
It really does. Was he the coyote? That's Looney Tunes.
White Trash Services says, good morning, heading to Tacos and Technology. Is that downtown? Is that?
I don't know where that one is.
I don't know.
Lisa Poole says she was streaming because she doesn't use cable. She was watching the game at around 8:45 last night. The game was suddenly unavailable in our area. Anybody else have that problem?
Do you think Lisa Poole lives in like a vacuum over there where there's like a spot? Some days the show's not working for her. Some days
I think
radio
it's her
doesn't
internet.
work.
I really do. Junior Sample's Sonny Bono. Did you make a Sonny Bono crack? Is
Yeah,
that
well, I
right?
said he was decorated by the Sonny Bono School of Self-Decoration. You'll recall Sonny Bono hit a tree in Tahoe, and that was the end of it. I got you, babe. He's done. As if Sonny reminds you of anything athletic. Where are we at time-wise on this Indian, riveting Indian?
It looks like they're 9 kilometers away from landing, and it's starting a rapid descent.
As it should be. He's like, hi.
8 kilometers away.
It's coming down, folks. At the mall, it's going down. Club, it's going down. On the moon, anywhere they are, it's going down. Lisa Poole says stop. Lisa Poole, next Tuesday, August 29th, Friends Meet Friends Palace Bingo. Get there by about 7. First ball drops rises at 7:30. And you're out of there promptly at 10, hopefully with some free cheese in your pocket.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Our listeners win when we have a Wade and Carter night at Palace Bingo.
So there's 2 ways to look at this deal. You can go in there and you can play what I just call regular bingo. That's going to be the 10 games, and you get the blackout sheets for $15. Or you can do what Dawn and I do, is play the same, because we like doing the dauber. We're old school.
Yep.
I would feel really, really dumb sitting there watching just TV screens. But they've got a little computer monitor that plays like 17 cards, and it's also $15. So for $30, you're in for bingo, and you get 2 free beers. Now, you could look at it as you pay $15 a beer and play bingo for free. Man, those beers are overpriced. Yeah, but look at all the bingo you get.
It's like going to Vegas and playing Keno in a
Yes.
casino, right? Same sort of thing, and you're not having to pay $800 round trip at a hotel to get there.
Jonathan Williams agreed it blacked out during Singleton's first double. Singleton had a couple of hits last night.
I had no issues with my DirecTV. Just saying.
No, I'm just saying. I'm on Fubo and have no problems. What's Donnie going to tell?
So should we take our final break? Let's take our final break.
Donnie's sending me grocery lists.
Great. Donnie.
Don,
That can wait till 8:01.
Don't distract me when I'm in the
unless
zone,
somebody's
man.
dying.
Can I get makeup in here? Makeup?
Unless somebody's dying, we don't get calls or
Man.
texts during the show.
Unbelievable, this woman. Gray Barn Design, Gray Barn
Utex's
Mercantile.
heart drops. I can.
Just
he
you
thinks
feel
it's
it.
always something bad.
I do, because nobody would ever text me during the show unless they thought it was important.
Exactly.
She wants those Crustables at Sam's. They don't even open till 9.
Gray Barn open today at 10, 920-6803 if you want.
She's not a stickler for that.
Cheryl's coming back from market today. She won't be there.
Then
Laura will be there
It'll
today.
open at 10 then if Laura's there.
Yeah, Laura's there today.
Adson Arbor since 1926, Victoria's dealership, period. Best body shop in town. You need things like wiper blades, windshields, tires, rotations, inspections. Extremely fair. Very, very. There's no reason to go anywhere else. They work on all makes and models. Get over there and let them help you. AJ's
Check your
Detailing.
mailbox, too. I think I got some like coupons for service from them.
A coupon?
Just the other day.
Are they coupons or coupons?
Coupons.
Coupons.
Used to be coupons, but I don't know who popularized coupon.
AJ's Detailing. Look, there's a new load of meth being made in Bloomington. See the cloud?
I see the cloud.
Nice. AJ's Detailing at AJ Villanueva.
He'll take that meth cloud off your car.
He'll get that meth overspray off your rig. That blue tint on your windshield. It'll be gone. Reach out to AJ. Check out AJ's Detailing on Facebook. It's unbelievable the great work that he can do. And when I go by there, I don't want you to be discouraged because you'll go by and there'll be a Range Rover, a brand new Wagoneer, and a Corvette. He will do the same thing that he does for me and Ash in our Ford pickups. And it is incredible. So we had it.
Scott Tompkins says, pay the extra at Sam's and you can go in at 8. They open at 8 for business
White
owners.
Trash Services chimes in. Sam's opens at 8 for business owners and school board members. Okay. There you go. You're in.
At Armor Air, don't forget to give them a call if you've got any sort of issues. You notice your AC isn't quite working, keeping up with the heat. Armor Air can come out and make sure. They'll tell you why. I bet you most times it's going to be you're low on Freon. Might have a small leak somewhere. They can fix it. They'll tell you what they're going to do before they do it. They don't just do it and then hand you a surprise bill. They're going to say, hey, this is what it's going to cost. This is what we can do, or we can just do this for now, and we can come back later. They're really good folks to work with.
There you go.
Love the folks at Armor Air.
That's what Dawn says about me.
Junior Sample says it's a coupon. It is a coupon. Where is this thing now?
I always tell
Well,
them.
we're 2 kilometers from the moon. Look at that. That's cheese.
Look at that. There's like, everything's all squared up.
Man, it really slowed down. Those rough brakes worked well.
Final
Oh,
braking.
no, fine braking.
Final. Oh, fine braking.
Yeah. Sequencer substrate. It's in the nominal SNSR, whatever the hell that means.
I don't know. It's all in English.
Somebody there knows what that means. Oh,
They're clapping.
They're clapping.
They were told to clap. Who's the guy in the back with the red beret? Is this the president? That's one
That's
small
got to be the
step
president.
for India. You got any volume on that? Tell us anything? Any
Not sure if I do.
editorial?
I don't think I have any way to pull that up.
We don't. We will soon. But now, what happens now? Because nothing's going to get out of the module.
No, it's just a module. They're just trying to see if they can land on the moon.
Well, isn't that exciting for the Indians? Good for them.
Less than a kilometer away.
Oh, they haven't landed yet.
No, there's the CGI. That's just get it off that. We don't want to see that.
That's not real.
Showing you what it's supposed to be doing. I like all the lights.
Oh, yeah. It's all lit up. They pimped it out. It's got those LEDs all over it.
Underneath the tires.
Yeah. They're all clapping.
Well, they're only 800 meters away now.
It hasn't landed yet.
Oh,
Why are
these
they
folks
clapping?
paid extra. They got the cushy seats. There's the cheap seats.
This
People-
is the
people
guy
on
that's
the
in
bench
charge.
seats.
He's biting his nails.
Yeah.
One guy still cares.
He's the only guy that cares.
Yeah, everybody else is like clapping, like on cue, folks. No kidding.
This thing looks like we sold them one of our leftover ones from
It
the
looks
1960s.
like SpongeBob is what it looks like. Theater of the mind. And now as the module,
As the module slowly descends to the surface of the
it's
moon.
in fine braking. And
Probably
of course,
I'm guessing 500 meters now. About 687 meters to the surface.
he's got about a 5 iron. And it's in the hole. It's a whole. Yes, he's the Masters champion.
Slowly descending. That's Prime Minister of India. Yep.
Yes.
You can tell he's got his Nehru jacket on. He
looks
looking
nice.
sharp. Very concerned. 500 meters to go.
It's down to 30 kilometers per hour. Or meters per second. Point. It's really going slow.
That's the horizontal vertical. This is the vertical, or velocity. This is the vertical. So it's yeah. Oh, that's getting close. Closer than we've ever been.
Folks, closer than we've ever been. Like a Jewish honeymoon.
350 meters. Vertical descent. It's almost there.
We're going to let you know. We're going to stay with you folks here at the top of the hour, getting ready to let you know that it has landed on the surface of the moon.
Not yet. 230 meters to go.
Is it anticlimactic? Like, what if it just crumbles onto the surface? Nah, it crashed. Will they tell you that?
Yeah,
Is
the
this how
Russians
they
did.
mock Russia by doing
Yeah.
this? The U.S. wants to go back, and they're going back. They are going back. We're going back. NASA is going to put people back on the moon soon.
150 meters. Your door handle on your doors is roughly about a meter high.
Yeah, there you go.
So there you go.
Canadian equivalents brought to you by Ash.
So what does that make? But
A little over a football field and a half.
yep, somewhere in there. 150 meters to go.
Put that rig down.
It is kind of riveting.
Is it?
Buddy Savanoa says riveting play by play. Scott Tompkins says nobody but Wade and Carter's covering this in the U.S. Exactly. You're not
that's
going
a
to find
true
this.
story.
You're not going to find this coverage anywhere else.
Live coverage.
Of the Chandrayaan 3 soft landing on the moon.
129.
I'm not sure that my cadence or my emphasis is right on the syllables of that word. But
112.
Well, they've stopped clapping. Now they're just expecting this thing to land. The clapping's over because all the risk is gone, right?
Those guys are all doctors.
75 meters, 70 meters, 67 meters, 65 meters.
4, 3.
This thing's descending rapidly. Maybe it's going too fast, Captain.
I can't give her any more.
Hit the brakes, Captain.
I can't. Damn it, Jim. No, that's Bones. You've got to do something.
I'm giving her all I can, Captain.
You got Bones.
I can't give her no more.
Bones
That was
McCoy.
Scotty Bones, yeah. And then you got Spock at this.
This is
highly
illogical.
illogical, sir.
This is illogical.
Highly
It makes
illogical,
no sense
Captain.
to me.
No sense. 43 meters, 41 meters. This thing's descending fast.
35.
I mean, we're talking.
We're in the 27s.
We're talking 10 meters every second here.
We're talking now like a Dak Prescott pass.
It's going to hit the turf short of its intended target. If this can't be to scale, because that thing's going to look like about an inch big on the moon.
Yeah, look at that. Well, it's India.
I think it's landed. Okay, that was computer generated. Let's see the actual video of this
Right.
thing on the moon. That was some CGI BS.
It's crazy, folks. It's like a little animated thing and a picture of the moon, and it's landed.
because there's no way they've got a camera on the moon to show this thing coming
No,
down.
look at him. He's waving
He's
his
not
flag.
proud of India
He
at
looks
this
as
moment.
crazy
he
as
looks
Joe Biden.
He does. He looks like he's doped up. Wave your flag, sir. Wave your flag, sir.
He's like, in other news, my people are starving to death, but we've converted this Dell computer call center into Lunar One.
Into Houston.
There you have it.
Now somebody's going to talk of the Chandrayaan 3 soft landing.
Apparently, they have landed on the moon.
I'm
folks.
not. I don't know that I can buy it. They showed us a CGI generated lunar module landing on the moon, and then they told everybody to cheer. It had been sitting there without any sort of effects of braking or anything for about 5 seconds,
Right.
and then everybody erupted into cheer. I'm just.
Very interesting, though. But just let
See?
you know, India is better in space than Russia. There you have it.
And the U.S. at this moment.
There you have it. Folks, we appreciate it.
No, we had content for the second half of the show, Scott Tomko. This just kind
We
of.
still do.
This just kind of.
still have time, too.
We do.
Scott, anything you want to know about, just Ask us, really.
Yeah, I know. Lisa Poole, you'll need to put this on the screen behind you.
I
know,
saw
but-
yesterday, I'll give you folks this. I saw where Melissa Rendon retired the other day from Victoria Police Department. She is challenging Justin Marr, our sheriff, in the upcoming, which I guess is it November? Will it be next November?
Next
Upcoming
November, yeah.
election. So we'll have that going on.
Well, the primary will be sometime in the spring, right? Usually March or so.
Who else? Is Michael Cloud coming up next November?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Yes, because he just had his campaign kickoff.
As far as we know, no opponent.
Not yet
Not
that I'm
yet.
aware of. No, not yet. They got time to. I think you got till November to declare.
Yeah. Well, you just start thinking. I mean, if for a big time campaign like that, you'd like some time. You need to.
You need money more than time.
Yeah, you need lots of money.
Okay, we'll get rid of that. This was an interesting young adults in this country drinking less than ever before.
Really?
62% of adults under the age of 35 say they drink. That's down from 72% just 20 years ago.
Hope my kids are listening.
But this makes sense. This correlates to that data. Conversely, drinking has increased among adults aged 55 and older because those who were drinking 2 decades ago in their 30s
Still
are
drinking.
now 55 and drinking. They haven't stopped. They still drink.
In other news, weed production in this country is off the charts.
And young adults also drinking less frequently, less likely to drink to excess because they're doing stupid things like fake weed
Right.
and they're chewing edibles,
Fentanyl.
gummies,
Sure.
and they're smoking weed. And as we know, the opioid crisis in this country
Continues.
and young people are dying because they're chasing highs and popping pills that are laced with fentanyl.
How sad is it that you know that there's a percentage chance you're going to die when you take some of these pills and these kids still take them?
My question is, and I'm not trying to belittle it, but it always seems to be the same excuse when somebody young, the parents, well, they had pain, they had back issues,
Oh, yeah.
they were just looking to go to the doctor.
Yeah. He was just looking to get rid of his back pain.
Yeah, by what? Buying a pill from somebody off the street, getting a friend to give you one of their pills? I mean, do we have a pandemic of back pain in this country amongst young people that they've got to share their pain pills? I mean, I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but a serious question because that seems to always seems to be an issue with some of these folks, right?
There you go. Now, here's something for you. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones opens up about a potential blockbuster trade
Come on, Jerry, you're just trying to drum
ahead
up
of week one. Well, he's
because you're not happy with the value of your franchise. Blockbuster trade. What's he going to go? Get Jonathan Taylor back?
They got Pro Bowl cornerback already, Stephen Gilmore, and a 1,000-yard receiver, Brandon Cooks, for pennies on the dollar. I heard the other day they're thinking about trading Michael Gallup, and that he just hasn't really done a lot his last 2 years.
Jim Hartman checking in.
Interesting. $6.5 billion, Brother Gary says.
Yeah. So Jerry Jones gets in there so he can get it up to $7 billion. He wants to crash
Mix it
that
up.
threshold.
Good morning, Mr. Hartman. We've already talked about the great variety of communication offerings at the VCS companies.
H.R. Mallory says the reason there was a delay was the solar flares.
There you go.
I'm just not buying the fact that India landed on the moon based on that CGI generated pennies on the dollar production value.
Yeah, it looked like something Wade and Carter would do.
It was like Space Invaders.
And then it's
Just
like,
waiting for that. It looked like their module lander looks like that little laser at the bottom of the Space Invaders game.
and then all their or Galaga. Then all their people went like this. High five. Craziness.
Yeah.
Folks, it's the top of the hour. You got to stay tuned on Magic 95.9 for the Hall of Famer, Ralph Salazar and Brother Gary Moses. They'll be here. They play all kinds of great music, lots of oldies.
We'll see who turns out to be the master debater tonight.
Yes.
GOP debate is
So you got
tonight.
the
8 of them
debate.
on stage.
You've got Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump on Twitter,
X, whichever. I can't refer to it as X.
and
It's
you've
still
got
Twitter.
the Astros tonight.
Yep.
Go Astros. Have a great day, folks.
Bye, folks. See you tomorrow.
120 through town. I've been shot at and cut with a knife.